Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rapakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, who were well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of the video is The Americans Will Go to War for Amalek. All right. And basically, um, Jeremiah 15:45, it says, Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that he have taken against Babylon, right, which is America, and his purposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. It says, Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make the habitation desolate with them. Right. It says, At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Right. And this is Bible prophecy. This thing will happen. America will go to war for Amalek, right, which are the 1948ers in the land of Israel right now. All right. Now listen to the prime minister, right, of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, in his remarks regarding the fact that they have a problem. And when he say they or we, he means Israel and America. They have a problem.
United States. We enjoy the support and we enjoyed the United States. We enjoy the support and we enjoyed your support. You're the biggest delegation of legislators that have ever come to Israel, and I thank you for coming here to stand up with Israel. Thank you. Democrats and Republicans alike, we value and cherish your support. And there is an active effort to erode it. That effort to besiege Israel.
I want to point out that, because we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, and the scriptures clearly say that. He said, Democrats and Republicans alike. But meanwhile, they got you thinking it's something different happening. Revelation 13:11. It says, And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right? It is talking about America. It's talking about the two horns representing the two different parties, right? And that's how that subtlety was in there. You can deal with Republican or you can deal with Democrat. But he spake as a dragon. That means they all have one goal, right? And they're going to come with draconian measures that's leading you up to the point where they're about to issue MOTB, and also the point of war with Russia, to try to accomplish their goals.
Siege Israel, not isolated as much as besiege Israel. That is orchestrated by the same forces that supported Iran. Iran's effort to put a military siege on us and ultimately choke us. We were able to break loose from that siege, and we will have to do several things to break loose from this siege that is organized by a few states. One is China, and the other is Qatar. And they're organizing an attack on Israel legitimacy in the social media of the Western world and the United States. We will have to counter it, and we will counter it with our own effort.
All right, so he just said Qatar and China is trying to come against Israel and the United States. They need to counter it. Right. So he's dragging America with him. He's dragging America, to this situation, to this problem.
Efforts. I think that's rule number one. The second thing is something that they can do uniquely in Western Europe. Western Europe has large Islamist minorities. They're vocal. Many of them are politically motivated. They align with Hamas. They align with Iran. They pressure the governments of Western Europe, many of whom are kindly disposed to Israel, but they see that they're being overtaken, really, by campaigns of violent protest and constant intimidation. And so
He's talking about Keir Starmer and that one French guy. I forgot his name. But yeah, those people got problems, because they have though that group of people in there, and they're upset for what Israel is doing.
They fall into the siege, and we can break the siege. I just said this in another meeting, and they said, oh, Israel is isolated. Israel can't break out of the siege. No, I said, we will. Some of them have stopped weapon component shipments. Can we get out of this? Yes, we can. We're pretty good at producing weapons. Like intelligence, we share both with the United States. A good chunk of your intel. And our weapon systems, we share with the United States. We're tremendously appreciative of the bipartisan support in military matters to Israel in previous years and today as well. But do you have cell phones? You have cell phones here? No? You're holding a piece of Israel right there. You know that? I mean, a lot of the cell phones, the medicines, the food, you eat cherry tomatoes. You know where that was made? I don't like cherry tomatoes, but it's an Israel. What can I do? It's an Israeli product.
I don't know if I ever seen this is me. I don't know if I ever seen an American flag over there in Israel. Yeah, I don't know it. I don't watch this guy a lot on this platform right here when he's speaking like this. Usually you get like little snippets of him speaking, somewhere, whatever the case may be. But this is in Israel. They had the guy Marco Rubio come out there or whatever, so he's there, and obviously you can see how they're joined together.
As are so many other things. And I think this serves for the betterment of all mankind and womankind. I think that is Israel's unknown contribution. But we can make things, we can produce things. We cherish the fact that we have the constancy of American support despite the attempts to erode it. And we'll continue to work to make sure that that continues on both sides of the aisle. It's very important for us. But equally, we will eventually create the independence that we need so those in Western Europe who think they can deny us things will not succeed. We can break this siege, and we will.
He said, Western Europe, and the thing is, the Allies are switching up on them. That's what he's talking about. Obadiah 1 and 7 NLT. Says all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. Right? And then you get Revelations 17. It says Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are the 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, right? Going into NATO and the EU joint with America, right? That beast system there. It says these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And that's why NATO and EU was formed, because the Lord wanted to happen that way. It says these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. This is going to World War III. So they're going to World War III, right? And then in the midst of World War III, Yahweh Shai is going to pull up, and they're going to try to fight him. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. So Yahweh Shai is going to win. For he is Lord of Lords, right, and King of Kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, right, and elect. Because pursuant to Matthew 24 and 30, he's going to send his chariots, around to beam us up at the same time, to save us from the destruction of the nuclear fallout, right, nuclear destruction. It says, and he said unto me, the words which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples, and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the horse. This is what's happening right now. You have, like I said, the French guy, I think it's Macron or something like that, right? And then you got Steer Comer, right? Steer Comer, those two Western Europe individuals, West Asia, right? So they're hitting what's happening, right? They're even trying to do a 2-state solution because the people in their lands is like coming up against them with the protests, right? Uprooting the people. It says, and 10 horns will start soft upon the beast. These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So ultimately, they will also attack America, right? And also Israel, right? They will turn on America and Israel. It says, for Yahweh have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, right? The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he turneth whithersoever he will. That's what's happening, right? And that's why we see this fallout, the division, the divide, right? A kingdom divided against itself shall not cannot stand, right? Matthew 12. It says, for Yahweh have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. Yeah, just like Jerusalem is trodden down of the Gentiles in the time until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, and that fulfillment is almost up. Right, we're at the end where they're about to go to war for this land, and then they're going to be obliterated out of the land. Right, it says, and the woman which thou saw is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, and that is America. America's doing that. All right, and America is going to go to war for Amalek, which is Israel, and that's happening. That's taking place soon. You know, that's why these meetings and things is happening. It talks about effects and signs in the end. You know, so this thing is going to go down. This is Ecclesiastes. So I use 9. It says, he answered me then. Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure out the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that at the very same time wherein the highest began to visit the world which he made. Right? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, that's exactly what's happening with those West Asia, right? Individuals, Macron and Keir Starmer, right? They're dealing with upwards of the people because of things that Israel is doing, right? So they're being affected. You know, I'm saying videos of where this dude Macron is trying to be one of the people, and he's near the protest and just trying to talk to them. They're trying to punch him in the fucking esophagus, right? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the day that were before thee, even from the beginning. It says, for like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. You know, so that's where we're at. The effects and signs is happening, right? The upward of the people is happening. And I want to grab this as well too in 20, because this is Bible prophecy that will take place. We will be delivered. The missiles will hit. The terrible visitation is the missiles. It will hit, right? Israel and America and wherever else it hit. It says, but Joel 20:20 says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. This is talking about America. And we know that the least of the flock, which are the 1948ers, will be the one to bring and drag America into this great war. And you already see this dude, Benjamin, not a Jew, he just struck Qatar, and now he's talking about China. And you can look at the map comparison size of China and Qatar. America's going to need to help Israel with that. You're not just striking China, right? It says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Right. So ultimately, like I said, in the scriptures just told us, they will lose, right? They're going to lose this war because Yahushua is going to come over them. So no one wins. All right. So, hey, you know, blowing a trumpet on that, Bible prophecy, Shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.